Hey guys, subscribe for daily content. And if you're shopping for gear, make sure you check out the description for the newest items at some of the very best online retailers. There's also links for some of the items that I personally recommend. Thanks!
What's going on, YouTube? Metal Complex here, and today I've got another short little unboxing video to share with you guys. Something from Cavol knives. So Cavol has sent Cavol. I honestly don't know how to pronounce it. This is available. Whatever it is, it's available. I'll link it down below. It does help my channel when you use those links, but that's up to you. They've sent stuff in the past, and some of the stuff that they have sent has been absolutely phenomenal. Definitely some of the more unique, high-end production knives that I have handled. And then other stuff has just been kind of okay. So far, I haven't handled anything that I thought was bad. So I am excited. They reached out to me and said, do you want to check this out? They actually had a few models. They said, anything here look interesting? And I said, that one. Let's take a look at that one. Let's find out if it's good. Thanks to my patrons for supporting me. Just gonna slice this open here real quick and see what we've got. So the model here is called the Mantis, and then we have this is the black one, and then it is titanium and LMAX. What sort of, here we go. We're gonna pull out here. Lots of layers to the box. Okay, so I did know that this was slightly on the smaller side. God dang, there is a lot of stuff in here. It came with a manual. What? I don't remember. Have they always been like this? Well, how do I get the knife out? Oh, you probably push like that. Is that what you're supposed to do? Right? Well, I'll tell you what, it will arrive safe, definitely. Goodness gracious. And I didn't even show you the stuff that was, came on the outside of it. Yeah, I remember this. So here's the reason. It's because it's weird. So this is tree bark titanium. Definitely does not look like titanium, but it absolutely is. They have textured this to look exactly like tree bark. We've got a little decorative, I don't know, would you call this mosaic? I don't know if I'd call it mosaic. It just kind of has that aesthetic, right? Left and right-handed for the pocket clip mounting position, and actually just real quick in and out of the pocket. Yeah, it works great. A little disappointed in the fact that it is a wire clip, because I can guarantee you this is going to be an expensive knife. These are smaller batch. We got a little flipper tab, and look at that. This is the whole reason I said yes. Not that their other stuff wasn't interesting. It was just more along the lines of what I typically see. And I like to showcase things that have at least one major element going for them, whether that element be an incredible price tag, or, it's got some weird material, or it's got some unorthodox shape. This belongs in that's definitely not the blade shape that I expected to come out of that territory. What is this useful for? I have to imagine that this is more self-defense than anything else. Now, I would use it to get into packaging, obviously, because that's all I ever do with my knives. So it's almost like, it definitely looks like a sort of like an aggressive animal talon. But it also kind of looks like a scythe blade, right? Really cool, and it's kind of bizarre. Yeah. So the shape of the blade and how it positions inside the handle really does not suggest it's actually going to be leaning this way. I don't see too many knives, or once the blade is, because the curvature of the handle, you would think it would just kind of go up like this. I don't see too many knives that are actually back, like the tip of the blade is actually back behind that center continuing line of the handle. Really wild. Fit and finish, though, very, very good. Just kind of a simple, straightforward satin finish. But we do have a nice tip. We have an even bevel. How does something like this actually cut? Curious. Let's get a piece of paper that I have not written anything on. Go on this side. Okay, can I slice with it? Actually, yes. Very, very easily. Why? That's bizarre. I was not expecting the blade to be good at slicing at all. So it's a recurve bent backwards. Just like a really, really extreme recurve. It actually slices really well all the way out to the tip, which is hooked in the other direction. But yeah, biting into material and then slicing. I don't think I've ever had an easier time than what I'm doing right there. That's very interesting, and it's incredibly satisfying as well. So the D10 and the action actually pretty nice. The pivot action feels good. We have a nested, that's probably going to be steel. Almost certainly a nested steel liner lock. Let's use the magnet here real quick and just make sure. So, yeah, that's going to be steel. So we have titanium, and it looks nice. Titanium backspacer that's matching. A little bit of jimping right there on a separate. Does this have a separate piece for the backspacer there? That's interesting. Oh, no, it's not. I'm sorry. That's just part of the jimping. It's all one piece. Steel liner lock. Nice pivot. LMAX blade with... I wonder if anything in here, any of this literature actually says what their HRC is. We have a lot of information here about Cavol. You can screenshot that and zoom up if you want to. I don't know if it's actually going to come in clear enough. But I mean, LMAX isn't the type of steel that companies typically have troubles heat treating. So I would venture to guess that it's probably heat treated, decent. So maybe what does LMAX typically sit at? 60 to 62, something like that. Let's go ahead and weigh it. Is there milling for any weight reduction? Boy, I don't see any. I'm going to guess this weighs about 3.5 ounces. Nope, 3.1 ounces. Let's go ahead and measure it real quick, and then we'll also do some size comparisons. So the overall length, not a big knife, coming in at 7 inches. With a blade length of only 2.75, 2 3/4, however you want me to say that, 2.5 inches of cutting edge. What do we have for size comparisons out on the table? We have the Ontario Rat Model 2 coming in pretty close. We have the CJRB Pyrite Light, also somewhat similar. How about the Miguron Moyarl? Also a fairly similarly sized knife. And then, what's this one? I always forget this. This is the one that Zach, the Yonder, the Civivi Yonder is also probably a pretty decent size comparison there. Okay, kind of cool. I remember, I don't remember exactly what the price tag is, but I know it's really, really high. Cavol knives tend to be pretty expensive. They also make like that cool Cree blade. They also make the one with the glowing carbon fiber inserts. It's neat stuff, for sure. All really, really expensive. I would imagine it has to do with the small batch thing, and obviously prices are going to dramatically change here in May, probably. So who knows? Who knows how, what we're going to see. But it is interesting, and it is different, which, made me want to say yes to at least looking at it. I'm going to actually carry this. I wasn't going to review it. I was kind of thinking, but that feeling of cutting into that paper, I want to see if this blade actually makes my day-to-day at least more fun, like getting the knife out, or if it creates any type of hindrance. I don't know, but I'll be back with a full-length review on this guy a few weeks from now. That's going to be it. Please make sure to follow me on Instagram at metal_complex. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like. If you'd like to check out my other content, I do, of course, have lots of videos of knives that are either expensive or inexpensive that I do or don't like, so check those out. And if you enjoy all my content, go ahead and click on that Metal Complex logo right there and subscribe, because there's definitely more coming. Thanks again for watching, everybody, and have a great day.